How's it going, everyone? This is Fatal, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Zowie U2, which is a new shape from Zowie, which is pretty surprising. So, Zowie, if you didn't know, is a fucking behemoth when it comes to the esports community. You've probably seen their monitors, their mice, their mouse pads, that's about it. But they're incredibly reputable in the scene. Zowie has like this cult-like following when it comes to their shapes. People go absolutely balls to the walls for them, and I can see why. They got their fundamental shapes that you need for your grip styles, and they work with so many different shapes and sizes of mice. I'm surprised that they were able to bring out something new. And they did not disappoint with the U2. The first things first, I did get this mouse secondhand because it's pretty much sold out everywhere. Your unboxing experience may vary from mine, but I'm hoping it's going to be pretty similar. We saw the mouse, we saw the pamphlets, but here you get 2 pairs of extra skates, the big fat receiver that also doubles as a charging dock, another receiver with a receiver adapter, 1 rubber USB-C cable, and 1 braided USB-C cable, which you can add an angle to if you'd like. So first things first, this is a symmetrical, claw-focused shape. It has a rear focus hump with pretty narrow sides. That's how we designed this mouse, with agility in mind for games like Fortnite, Overwatch maybe. Just games with a lot of movement rather than tech FPS, which is what they're known for. They're big on the tech FPS scene, not much anywhere else. That's the basics of it. I'll talk more about the shape in a minute. And taking this thing out of the box, first thing I have to say is, damn, it is sturdy. This thing, I could squeeze it, I am going to knock on it, I am trying to push it with all my force, and I could get minimal if not any flex on this damn thing. I have so much faith in its build quality that I could be kidnapped. What the fuck? Get thrown into someone's trunk. Be put into some underground fighting ring where they had a table of assorted weapons. If this mouse was on that table, I'd use it. I don't care if there's a pickaxe, sword, fucking Minecraft. I don't care if there's brass knuckles, a gun. I'm picking up this mouse. This thing could kill someone if I wanted it to. And with this build quality, you'd expect this mouse to be pretty darn heavy, yeah? And it does feel a little hefty. It took me some time to get used to, but on my scale, this thing is only coming in at 61.67, so basically 62 grams. It's not heavy at all, you fucking wimps. If you can't pick up a 60-gram mouse, how do you expect to pick up some Zowie nailed it with the build quality. Let's talk about the coating. People say the coating is what you'd expect for a Zowie mouse. It's not bad, it's not great, but it'll work. I've had any issues with it, but I added grip tape anyway just to have that extra sense of security. There's also just this one teeny little flaw. This thing is an oil and fingerprint magnet. It's just, ugh. I pretty much wipe it down after every time I use it because it just does not look good. And I don't feel good. I feel disgusting. This thing makes me feel disgusting. But it's okay. This thing's not that bad once it's clean again. Alright, why don't we talk about the clicks? When it comes to the clicks, there is practically no side wobble, little pre and post travel. Scroll wheel feels like a damn Zowie scroll wheel, you know. It's tactile. It's a little It's an acquired taste. Fat side buttons, almost no movement, almost no pre and post travel. This thing is awesome. It's so solid, man. Oh my god. As for feeling, all of them feel good. All of them feel really snappy. No complaints. Click test. As I said, all the clicks feel splendid. Even the buttons on the bottom, you're not going to have any problems with them. This thing is awesome. Speaking about the buttons on the bottom, these are going to show you everything you need to know about your mouse and how it's working. You know why? This thing doesn't use software. So with just the mouse alone, you can change the liftoff distance, the polling rate, the DPI, the debounce time, and maybe more. I don't remember. While I do like the fact that it doesn't need software in order to change any settings, which makes it, I guess, a little bit more user-friendly, it's a little inconvenient. Sure, changing DPI, you press one button. Changing your polling rate, you press the other. but all the other things I don't remember. You have to do a myriad of combinations, like Street Fighter combos on the mouse in order to change the settings. I'm making it sound worse than it actually is. I just set them the first time I get the mouse, and I never touch those again. But if you did want to change your settings often, I could see how it would be a little troublesome to memorize all these different combos and figure out which ones do what. I mean, if I had this mouse and I mained it and it was the only mouse I bought in like years, of course I'd memorize those things. But I have a stupid little hobby, so I see like a new mouse every month. I can't think of a transition, so the skates, while they are definitely not PTFE, I don't mind them because I mostly use glass. And on glass, skate choice doesn't matter as much as it does on cloth, I think. Yes, I have used it on cloth, and it performs surprisingly well on it as well. If you remember in the unboxing, it came with 2 extra pairs, one black just like this, and then one white, which might be PTFE. They call these their control and their speed ones. I've only been using the black ones, and again, they've been just fine. Now taking a look at the skate design, the bottom half looks pretty normal, it's pretty standard for a mouse. Then you move on to the top. What the fuck? Now it's designed this way to accommodate for one special thing. As you can see, those 2 little gold pins, if you're not a Neanderthal, you'll be able to figure out. Those are for charging. This is probably my favorite feature on this mouse. This mouse brings me back to middle school when I had my Razer Mamba, or back in high school when I had my Rocat Leader. Both of which had receivers that were also docks that would charge your mice. It is so convenient just having to put my mouse on the dock when I'm done using it and not worry about the charge at all. It's not a necessary feature in gaming mice, but it will always be welcome. Did I also mention that this mouse shows your battery charged with the 3 little lights here? So performance on this thing, I've been pretty much exclusively using it on the big enhanced receiver. I don't remember what the name is, but no hiccups. Connection is always super stable. I know it's only playing at 1 Hz, but you really don't need to play at anything higher than like at most 2K polling rate. Okay, let's talk about the shape because I have a couple things to say. One thing that I am a little picky with when it comes to mice is gonna be the width. I find that it helps me when it comes to cramping, and this mouse is definitely on the narrower side, which is really surprising because I didn't cramp and I didn't have any issues for that matter. Actually, the back hump is pushed back a little and typically lower than what you'd see in claw-shaped mice, but I kind of like that. Sometimes I find myself wishing that the mouse was a little bit shorter, or that the hump was pushed just a teeny bit more forward so I could have a little bit more inner hand maneuverability, because sometimes when I have to like look down, I just pull the mouse into my palm and I just don't have enough room. But that's a me problem. I have short stupid fingers. But overall, this shape has been killer. I love it. I'm super locked in with it. I'm having so much fun with it, in fact. Although I fingertip and I cramp on a lot of mice, I just find myself wanting to use this mouse and loving it more and more, which is really weird. Here's a size and shape comparison for the U2. Everyone's favorite, the G Pro Superlight. The Final Mouse Ultralight X Medium. The Endgame Gear OP1WE. And my last review, the Ninjutso Sora V2. You could check out the review if you want, I don't know. Now, why did Zowie make a new shape? Everything they have is pretty steady, it's pretty solid. It'd be pretty weird for Zowie to make something new. And I guess they wanted to just appeal to an even wider audience. So yeah, in game this thing is killer. I love the shape. I feel locked in. I always feel locked in with this thing. I bought this kind of thinking, what if I won't like it? Zowie's just a little old-fashioned, but they still have what it takes to compete in today's market, and that is crazy. Zowie's the fucking GOAT. I know I said it in my Blamsu Maya review, but this is kind of the all-rounder mouse. New all-rounder mouse. All-rounder in terms of probably games that you'd want to play it with. I mean, not all-rounder in terms of grips. When I'm on Overwatch, I usually do feel the need for a more agile mouse like the Final Mouse ULX. But then in CS2/Valorant, Sometimes I want to lock in more, so I pull out my Superglide. You know, you could just have this and do everything with it because it's just that good. So yeah, the biggest thing keeping this on my desk and in my main rotation is going to be the shape, the sturdiness / quality, and just the convenience. This thing, like, how could you not love doing that? I don't know what else to say. Hey, this thing is just awesome. Actually, that price is a little jank. But buy secondhand like me. Be smart. So, all in all, I'd give the Zowie U2 a solid 4 out of 5. 4 because the main thing holding it back is that price again. Otherwise, it'd be way easier to recommend for just about anyone. So that's pretty much all I have for this review. If you liked it, leave a like. Tell me what you had for dinner in the comments below. Let me know what you think. And as usual, I'll see you next time. Peace. As usual, here's what I had for dinner.